You know, anytime you compete for a championship, the next game on your schedule is the biggest game of the year. And as long as you approach it that way, you have a chance. You know, we were pretty good about approaching it that way coming into today's game. And this conference it's a monster. I mean, it's just absurd. You know, how difficult it is to win in this conference. And, you know, the venues that you play in on the road, the coaches, the teams. I mean, I've said it since the day I got hired, my first press conference. I've been in the Big East. I've been in Conference USA before the merger of Conference USA and the Big East. And this conference is just so much more difficult. It's any conference that has Bob Knight, Bill Self, and Rick Barnes as their feature coaches in this league, like we have in this league. Three guys that have won at a high level in other BCS conferences. Just kind of shows you the kind of level of basketball that we have here in the Big 12.
Frank, what turned it on for you? The first 8 or 9 minutes are pretty sluggish, and then you closed the first half on a tear.
I thought we defended real well, buzzer to buzzer, you know, in that first half. You know, we shot some early threes that we didn't need to shoot, and we didn't talk about doing that. You know, and it was just a matter of, you know, I don't know if it's jitters or what it may be, but once we got those first 3 or 4 bad threes off our shoulders, we kind of settled down and played offensively kind of the way we talked about playing. And, you know, and luckily for us, you know, we made shots. When you make shots, you know, if you defend hard and rebound, which I thought we did today, the day you make shots, it's you know, it's something that's hard to deal with.
Frank, can you get a better example of Mike's durability than tonight?
He's great. That's, you know, I wouldn't have sat here back in September and told you guys that he's special if I didn't think he was special. You know, he's a tough kid. He's a heck of a competitor. He's got a great desire to be coached, and he's competitive. I mean, it's let alone all the basketball part of it. You know, he's very intelligent, really understands how to play. You know, you guys will continue to learn about me. I don't say stuff I don't mean. And, you know, that was I going to predict that he was going to be unbelievable the way he's been? No. But I knew he was good. I've been around good players, and I knew he was good.
Teams are going to try and obviously keep the ball out of Mike's hands, but he had 21, I guess, shots in 23 minutes or something like that. And McDermott said going in, obviously they were trying to keep the ball away. Mike attributed all that to your coaching, his ability to get the ball. Can you speak on that?
Everybody plays us since in the last, I don't know, 10, 11 games, has gone out of their way to make it hard for him, you know. And, you know, early in the year, we didn't understand how to continue playing when teams made it hard for him. You know, now we're getting a better understanding. He's getting a better understanding of getting double and triple teamed by college players, you know, people that are as big and strong as he is, and the rest of our guys have a better understanding of what to do. You know, early in the year, we, you know, pass it to him and stand around. Well, we don't do that anymore, and it's important that we continue to learn, continue to get better, and, you know, and he's starting to understand that every time we play, they're going to try and come at him and take him out of it. And, you know, and it's up to us as coaches to continue to develop different ways to get him in areas where he's good at scoring the ball in different schemes, but to get him in the same area to make the scouting report a little bit more difficult. So that way it makes it harder to where to double him from.
Talk about Canton Pullen with what they did offensively for you today.
Hey, it's, you know, Mark, it's they're battlers. You know, Jacob we've talked about. You know, Darren going into the Wagner game was playing his rear end off, and then had a severely jammed thumb during the course of that game, and then he couldn't catch the ball. You know, and Darren's a young man that what he brings to our basketball team is a skill level. You know, he gives us another guy in there that can catch, pass, and make it difficult for people because he can shoot the basketball. And, you know, and now he's starting to practice well, and obviously he's gone in games and had some success. And, you know, he's a human being. You know, he's not that 12th guy that sits in the corner of the bench now and hopes that we win by 30 so he can get in for the last 30 seconds. I mean, he's got confidence about what he's all about and what we're all about, and he's playing that way.
Rebounded awfully well today.
As a team, we did. I mean, Mike, Bill got 9. Somebody else, I Someone else had 7. Ron had 7 in his minutes. You know, it was a team effort. I mean, that's when we're good. I've said this. We shoot free throws and we rebound the basketball.
What didn't you do well tonight?
I thought we were a little sloppy once we got the lead, you know, and that's something that you know, we can't have. You know, we allowed their shooter, Wesley Johnson, to kind of get going there. And luckily for us, we were able to make threes the 2 times he made threes. So it kind of neutralized that. You know, but you can't depend on you making threes. You got to depend on you being able to take them out of their strengths. And you know, we got a little lucky there. But you know, we bounced back from Colorado just the way I know those guys in that locker room would. We came in and we were outstanding in practice. Just, I mean, attention to detail, effort, competitive. You know, and I don't know if I'm different because I think that way, but when you prepare that way, it gives me a peace of mind. It lets me go into games knowing that I feel good about where we're at.
So where are you guys at next game? This is the one that everyone wants to talk about.
Yeah, it's, you know, Jeff, it's game 5. It's game 5, and you know, when after we played Savannah State, you know, we said there's 16 conference games. I sat here and told you guys we've got 16 quality wins looking at us dead in the face, and you know, we've got 4 of them. Well, we've got 12 more left, and that's the 5th one. You know, it's obviously the rivalry, and I don't know if it's a rivalry. I think Hug said it best. Heck, we never beat them, so how the heck can it be a rivalry? But you know, we all came here. We shared a vision, and we shared a vision, whether it was myself, Hugs, Bill, Mike, Jake, all of us that came here, Delonte, Brad, we came here because it was important to us that we elevate K-State to a championship-level basketball program again. And KU's the best team in this conference, 4 years running. And if you want to compete for a championship, that's who you have to line up and play.
A couple times, right? Mike has said that, you know, before the season now that they're going to be, you guys are going to beat Kansas. Is that okay with you?
It's what he believes, Howard. What am I supposed to do? You guys got mad at me when I put the muzzle on him. Now he's honest with you and tells you the truth, and you go try and get me to go against him. It's what he believes. You know, he came. I just told you, he came here with the vision of competing for a championship, just like me.
If the question was before you, KU is what?
I'm sorry?
If the question was set before you, the Kansas Jayhawks are what, and then how would you define that?
One of the elite programs in the country. We want to be where they're at. That's what we want to shoot for. You know, you don't go undefeated with the schedule they've played and lose Brandon Rush and Sharon Collins to injury during that process and stay undefeated unless you're a quality basketball coach with some quality players that understand what it takes to win. They've won this conference 4 years in a row for a reason. That didn't happen by mistake. They didn't punt one in from half court and got lucky. And, you know, they're the best. And, you know, we came here and we want to compete with the best. That's what we came here to do. And you know, but like I said before, it's game 5. Game 5. You know, it's, you know, we're going to come in and play it. And after game 5, we got game 6 at Missouri. And that's hard. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I saw what they did to Texas at Missouri. So, you know, so one way or the other, we have to be ready to play game 6 because it's 16 games, not just 5.
Coach, how do you explain a streak like K-State's had against Kansas over here in Manhattan where you have great fan support that make a lot of noise and they have for years?
It's one of the craziest streaks in all the sports. You know, I've been asked that question before. I don't care if you talk about collegiate, professional sports. You look at some of the great conferences across this country, and you know, whether it's Carolina or Duke and, you know, Kentucky, you know, teams that have been real good for 20, 25 years every year in the national championship hunt. And, you know, nobody's ever had a streak like that before. And, you know, it's a credit to what Kansas is as a basketball program. That's why, you know, beating them is hard. Winning is hard. Beating them is harder. And we have to make sure that we're real good Wednesday night if we want to give ourselves a chance.